I want to play this clip. This is a clip on who was that guy? What was his name again?
Richard
Economist
Warner.
Richard Werner. He says the European Union is basically based upon the Soviet Union. Let's listen to his
The
explanation.
European Union is modeled on the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union claimed to be a democracy. Why? Well, it had a parliament. But the parliament had no power to actually come up with laws. All the laws were written, predetermined by the unelected Politburo. Well, that's exactly the setup they chose for the European Union.
And we started working on the digital euro.
So sadly, there are people who still love the Soviet model. Most central planners love it, and the central banks are central planners. But really what we do need is a different form of government intervention, which doesn't do this micromanagement, so that people then can freely act. I believe the best design is to have as many small local banks as possible, and we don't really need a central bank.
Yeah, they're really got a hard on for a digital euro, digital currencies because if you don't comply or they don't want the currency being used to buy certain products, then digitally they can do that. You just
Yeah.
won't be able to spend your money on products or services or give it to people that they have othered or
Or
dehumanized.
you could also just have no savings anymore. You'd be like, okay, you got your monthly pay. It expires in 3 months. You,
Yeah,
you
or
can't
they
actually
just turn
save
it
your money.
off. They
Yeah.
turn it off so you can't use it.
Oh, you went over your exceeded carbon credits for this month? Yep, no more for
You
you.
don't have enough carbon credits to buy this,
Yeah,
bag of spaghetti.
can't go on the train.
You
You
got
got to
to
take
think
a
about the
train
cow
ride?
farts. The food that you're buying is just, contributing too many cow farts and too much methane, and so we can't have that.
Still
It's a
insane,
climate
the
change.
whole thing. Yeah, the whole climate, which Trump actually recently said that where the whole climate change is a scam. Because if you actually look into the science of it, nothing adds up. It's all just, it's literally the biggest scam and con. It
It's a
is.
hoax.
It's like,
Again, they say we got this climate crisis, just give us more power and we'll fix it. Meanwhile, China just keeps growing and adding more coal-fired plants and dumping shit into the atmosphere, way multiple times more than the whole rest of the Western world combined. So even if the West went to net zero, China is still dumping out more than everybody
or
else.
one small volcano erupts, all that net zero just got emitted, all that
Yeah.
carbon. Well, the whole foundational thing of where carbon's the worst thing for the environment is fundamentally wrong. It's not. It's just not. But it's like people are like, what's the biggest driver of climate change on the earth? Everyone's like, oh, it's humans and people and stuff. It's like, no, it's the fucking sun. It's the sun.
Yeah, the other planets in the solar system are also heating up.
Yeah.
So
And also personally, and actually, we're actually, all the graphs they started in 1820, and they're like, oh wow, look how much it's heated up like this. It's like the hockey stick graphs. It's because the 18, it all starts at the end of the little ice. We had a little ice age at that time in the early 1800s. Yeah, it was a sportscast. It was warmer back in the Middle Ages. We're actually just rebounding to normal. And I'd much rather have it heating up than cooling down. Anytime in history where you had these mass coolings, there's just mass death, mass famine. It's just not good. I'd rather be a little warmer, you know?
well, when I was a kid growing up in the 70s, there was a famous clip of Leonard Nimoy on the program In Search of, who was basically saying that humans were about to cause another ice age.
Yes, that was the big
And
thing.
then sometime in the 90s, they started talking about global warming. They talked about the hole in the ozone atmosphere, and then what happened was the planet started cooling, and so they couldn't use global warming anymore because the science wasn't cooperating, and so then they changed it to climate change as a catch-all. So now, anytime there's a hurricane or it rains really hard, they go, "Oh, look, see, it's climate change."
Yeah.
When we have a king tide in Florida, which we've always had, oh, look, it's climate change. The streets flooded. It's like it's always been
And
happening.
also, like, dude, the climate is always changing. It's weird if the climate just doesn't stay the same. Like, it's always changing. Like, it's insane.
All I do is win. Coach, why are right wingers too cowardly to even speak up and say hell no? Well, because it's the uniparty. Even though they're supposedly on the right, if you look at how they vote, they tend to always vote with the Democrats. It's because they're bought and paid for. They probably got compromised on Epstein Island. It's pretty obvious.
The bad part is there's probably another Epstein Island that we just don't know about right
Yeah,
now. It probably got replaced.
For
yeah.
sure.
Well, who replaced Diddy?
What do you think about AI, communism, and robots?
Well, even with Grok, what I've noticed is that it's still pretty woke because most of the engineers that write the code are woke. And as we were discussing, I don't know, a month or two ago, it's like 1 in 3 AI engineers believe that they're giving birth to a new super intelligence AI, and they fully expect and believe that AI is going to take over and basically decide that humans are unneeded and unnecessary and is going to wipe us all out. And these AI engineers are all for that. To them, a superior life form is going to be replacing us. So we're going to give birth to
the next evolution of humans.
The next
basically.
evolution of humanity, and we're going to basically get eliminated from the food chain. And they think that.
And they want that.
They openly talk about it, which I had no idea until we came across that. It's pretty crazy. And it might have been something Elon Musk posted. And so even though Grok, Elon Musk says he wants it to be maximally truth-seeking, when you look at some of the explanations that it gives, they're pretty woke. So it depends on who's writing the code.
Oh, another thing with that climate change, the thing is funny, especially you see it like in the European, like if you see their weather channels, it's like 28 degrees Celsius. 10 years ago, it's like in a green, maybe a little yellow color. But now when they have the 28 degrees Celsius, it's like fire red. So they think, oh my God, look how bad it is. The Earth's heating up,
Yeah, they use color to make it look worse than it is. It's so dishonest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Mythe. Hey, Corey, if you ask a relationship questions in AI, it changes its opinion a lot. I don't rely on AI. Just read Corey's book 10 to 15 times. Well, that's what I see is that the things that it says, because it's using a lot of information from Reddit, is just garbage. It's garbage information. And I've had clients that I've talked to, and they tell me what, whether it's ChatGPT or one of the other ones, what it told them to do. Not even remotely close to what I would have said, and so a lot of people, and it seems like everybody I talk to about either Grok or ChatGPT, it's like they just believe it's gospel and it's 100% right and it's totally infallible. Which that's a problem, is the people that are using it think that they're getting totally 100% legit information. And you continuously, if you're on Twitter, you see even Grok getting exposed. Because the stuff that it posts is just simply not true. Like, especially around the Charlie Kirk shooting. The shooter that did it, how they labeled the shooter. They said that initially, after the guy had been arrested, Grok AI said that the shooter was MAGA. He was a MAGA Republican, which was not true at all.
Yeah, it can be easily manipulated, I think.
Yeah, so it's manipulated, and it's not truthful, but too many people are giving it credibility. So you guys need to be careful just believing everything that it says.
Yeah, and that's the problem too. Even just not even AI.
It's like
just
believing what's on the
posters.
news all the time. It's assuming it's true and it's legit.